Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 2 with our play on a budget mono blue aggro. Keep this hand. Very risky to keep this, but we do need need 3 more lands. I think this is actually a mulligan. The Cloudfin Raptor's Judge's Familiar don't really work that well together. There's no way to really get him above a 1-2 in the foreseeable future. We could just draw into some deads like Ornithopters and whatnot. So I'm going to mulligan this. And this hand's not much better. We'll keep it. And then hopefully we draw into something to get our Cloudfin Raptors up above a 1-2. It's going to be an Overgrown Tomb, and it's going to be an old school Overgrown Tomb. But it's just going to be throw a Cloudfin Raptor. I don't need to throw an Ornithopter into the mix quite yet. We can do it next turn when we throw the other Cloudfin Raptor out. So it's going to be a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize, he'll probably take a Cloudfin Raptor here. Thoughtseize is pretty bad with our hand. He can't really hurt us at all. He takes the Hour of Need, that's fine. Can't cast it quite yet. It's even another, no, not another Thoughtseize. Okay, so most likely going to be going up the Splash Green in the mono Black Devotion list. They splash for Golgari, trying to Abrupt Decay. Golgari Charm is very powerful in the format right now. It really shuts down our Master Red, as there's so many 1-drops that have 1 toughness. Holotrimes is kind of a nice card. We do need 1 more land to cast it. We'll throw out a Raptor, and we'll Ornithopter to evolve it, and then swing in for 2. Hopefully I don't just get Bile Blighted. Again, Dispels and Negates are great in this matchup. They don't stop Abrupt Decay, but they do stop everything else. And you just kind of want to go the tempo list. Ping it, like I said, pinging them down for 1 and 2 per turn. So evolve these guys. And swing in for 1. Alrighty, like I said, a Bile Blight or a Drown in Sorrow is pretty much his game here. If we have 1 more turn and can draw into a land, a Drown in Sorrow isn't game. It's just going to be Underworld Connections. Again, I hope for a land here. Land would be ideal. It's going to be a Hypnotic Siren. It's risky to actually put it out, as we get completely blown out by a Drown in Sorrow. But he's down to a 15. We will Hypnotic Siren. And again, we need to hit that other land, and then we're good. He's definitely digging for like a Drown in Sorrow or a Bile Blight. I guarantee it. Spectre could come out here, and actually even Spectre could be a bit of an issue. Be another Underworld Connection. Alright, so we just have to erase the Gray Merchants. And a Judge's Familiar. That does not help. Alright, so we'll get in here for 3. And I will cast the Judge's Familiar. Again, though, I'm just... Now, even a Golgari Charm is pretty decent, as it will kill 2 of our guys. So Gray Merchant would be for 6. It'd take me down to a 14 and him up to a 17. And that'd be pretty brutal, because then he could just continue to draw cards until he finds another Gray Merchant. If we draw into that 3rd land here, we're going to get in for 8 damage, and he can't really activate a lot of Underworld Connections. So have some decent little options, especially if he's going to be pinging himself right now. I don't know. He does need to find a Gray Merchant. He needs to find a Gray Merchant or a Golgari Charm. And as a Desecration Demon, which actually isn't that bad for us to deal with, as we can just tap it down with the Ornithopter. And there's our island. We are going to throw out that Hour of Need, name blue. And now he won't be able to activate the Underworld Connections now, as he'll be down to a 2, 4, 6. He'll be down to a 2 here. He can activate 1 of them, that means. So yes, we'd like to tap down, get in here for 8 damage, throw out another Ornithopter, and hope he doesn't have that Drown in Sorrow. But now the Ornithopter can tap down the demon again. So he really just needs a Gray Merchant here, and he can't dig for it is the thing. Gray Merchant puts him back up to 2, 4, 6, 8. Puts him up to a 10. And then we could top deck into a Quickling or something like that. No, a Quickling would not evolve the... So maybe I don't tap down his Desecration Demon here. Maybe I just allow him to attack. Because if we get a Quickling, that will allow me to Quickling it back. That will evolve my dudes, and then we'd actually win with a Gray Merchant. So Don't even know if that's going to be a thing here. It's going to be a Lipane Zombie. Looks at my empty hand here. Again, Golgari Charm doesn't even save him. As we will tap down the Ornithopter. Or tap down the Desecration Demon with the Ornithopter. And swing in. So Devour Flesh himself. Okay, that's actually, that's pretty good. That gets him back up to a 10, but it puts him right back down to a 2. Whoops, I just should have won there. I just completely messed up with the Judge's Familiar. Judge's Familiar could have actually sacked to take out the Devour Flesh. I hope that doesn't cost me the game. But again, while you're recording, sometimes you don't just think things through. He's down to a 2 again, though. And he didn't have the cards last game. He can't draw them this next turn. He has to top deck. I don't know what he found with the Temple, though, is the thing. So, again, a Gray Merchant gets him back in shape as well. He can actually sort of... But it's going to be a Bile Blight on the Cloudfin Raptors. That hurts. And 2 cards left in hand. He's searching. So now he can't even cast a Gray Merchant. He'd have to draw into a Drown in Sorrow and a land to keep him in this. And I still win. So even my terrible misplay does not cost me the game. Again, I apologize. I'll try to play slower. Sometimes I just pass priority a lot quicker than I should. Because we would have been able to basically Judge's Familiar off that Devour Flesh. Anyway, so Disperse isn't bad. It isn't terrible in this matchup, but it's not the greatest. Triton Tactics is actually pretty good, as it's Bile Blight, Drown in Sorrows is what he's going to be doing. Illusory Angels I do not like in this particular matchup, as they are just food for Doomblade and whatnot, but I love Dispels and I love Negates. And Mizzium Mortars are okay. It actually protects against the Mizzium Mortars are actually, or Mizzium Skin's actually really good. Excuse me, not Mizzium Mortars. Mizzium Skin's actually good because it gives a guy hexproof, and it can actually protect against a Golgari Charm or a Drown in Sorrow by overloading and getting everything above where we need it to be. Rapid Hybridization is pretty good in this matchup as well. I think that's this is the matchup that you do want that. The cards that aren't very good are like Hypnotic Sirens or meh, they're okay. Faerie Impostors are okay as well. Cloudfin Raptors, I think the Cloudfin Raptors, they might be better than just Incursion Specialist. No, Incursion Specialists are... I'm going to go down and count one Incursion Specialist. I'm going to go down and count the Disperses. And now we don't really need the Ornithopter as much since we're taking out the Illusionary Angels. So I think this is the list that I'm going to go. Again, Illusionary Angels can be blocked by the Desecration Demons. They're a lot of times too slow than what you want to be in this matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this, though. We are low in creatures, but sometimes we just need to protect the creatures that we do bring in. So I'm going to submit this. All right, so this is an interesting hand. I think I can keep it. We do have Rapid Hybridization on the. We have a first turn Faerie Impostor, and I think that's actually pretty good. We draw into one more land. We have the Military Intelligence that can actually find us that third land. So we are on the draw as well. So we have a chance of hitting a land here, and within a couple turns, we have a pretty good chance of actually hitting that second land. And again, this deck can actually work on just one land. As you'll see right here, I mean, we get a pretty aggressive little start. And now we get so this is actually a lot better because now we Military Intelligence. So it's going to be Ornithopter and then Faerie Impostor. And then we can actually bounce back an Ornithopter, and we can cast another Ornithopter. And next turn we can Military Intelligence and draw a card. So I mean, this deck can feel like kind of the Delvers of Secrets decks by getting that early evasive flyer out. I mean, this isn't a 3-2 flyer by any means, but a 2-1's pretty good. Let's go onto the draw, which is going to be a Quickling, which we can actually save a dude. But I think the right play here is just to get the Military Intelligence out and then proceed to smack him down and draw cards. So this is going to fill back up our hand, give us hopefully the reach we need against him, the range, and then take the game down. And we do have to worry about like Drown in Sorrows, but now we have a way to actually come back from it. Golgari Charm will be nice to get out of his hand so it can protect our Hall of Triumph. We have Triton Tactics actually for Golgari Charm. Pack Rat's actually not the greatest threat for us. We could actually Rapid Hybridization it right now, but I think we're gonna play the aggro route. I'm gonna once again get in there for 2. And again, we can actually Triton Tactics in response, I think, and even Quickling, so we don't even need to really play so aggressively. So I think we just get in here for these guys, get that extra card. There's another Quickling, and we can Quickling and Triton Tactics next turn. So he's down to a 16, and this makes him, like, I love it when they play Pack Rats, because a lot of times then they have to decide if they want to go out the all-out Pack Rat strategy. So what we're going to do here is we're going to Quickling, and we're going to return an Ornithopter. And then we're going to block the Pack Rat. And now he thinks he's going to be pretty tricky here by making it a Pack Rat and activating a Mutavault. But then we are going to Triton Tactics. And that will make that Pack Rat not untap. So now we'll Triton Tactics here and here, sure. So I could have Triton Tactics and actually killed the Pack Rat, but I kind of wanted him to do that. So this one's not going to untap. So it takes him out for a turn. We save our Quickling. I'm going to be able to throw out a Hall of Triumph here. Or we could double Quickling it in a turn. I think that actually might be the right play. Just double Quickling. And then swing in for the win the following turn, rather than get in for 8 here. I hope he tries to race with Pack Rats. Because I can actually Ornithopter here as well. I think, oops, didn't even cast an Ornithopter. That was my bad. Because that Ornithopter would have given us a blocker. And again, I really hope this is what he wants to do. Is he wants to activate a Mutavault, attack with a Mutavault, and everything, and try to race. He's doing Underworld Connections on a swamp, which I don't even think that's fine too. That doesn't do much. As he can still Golgari Charm, but I don't think Golgari Charm does it here. So go to the end phase. And, well, I needed those Ornithopters. I completely played this wrong because we needed a Quickling here. Because Quickling actually doesn't even help us. Yeah, that was my bad. We're going to Quickling here for a Faerie Impostor. I completely, once again, completely threw this. But this does help us from Golgari Charm. And this time I'll do it properly. We'll cast the Ornithopter. And we will cast the Hall of Triumph, naming blue. Now let's see if he actually has a Golgari Charm in hand. Get him for 6 here. Gets us a card as well. We actually kill off both rats here. I think I keep up everything. I don't even think I go with the Faerie Impostor. I don't even think I go the Ornithopter either. Because we only need one Ornithopter out now for Quickling. And this keeps up both Rapid Hybridization mana as well. Maybe I do. No, that's fine. I think that's fine. I'll put it out just in case he does want to like Bile-Blight 2 Ornithopters. I'm cool with that because we can Quickly in response here. He's just going to try to find that Gray Merchant. That's my guess. So again, I apologize for completely miffing up this match. I was gonna Ornithopter and I passed into the end step. I'm still trying to get used to this V4, used to the V3 client. So let's see if a Gray Merchant comes down or not. It is a Gray Merchant, but I still might be just okay because that's gonna give 1, 2. Because we could actually Rapid Hybridization his Gray Merchant in response. That'll still give him. That'll give him. But what does Quickling do? So this is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to give him 6, and that'll get him up to 11. So what is better? To Rapid Hybridization off 2 Pack Rats, and then he gets 4 life, and then we swing in for 9. But then the Pack Rats become quite the beaters as well. I think I just... So if I Rapid Hybridization off a Gray Merchant and a Pack Rat, he gets 3 life, and he goes up to 8. And I still couldn't do anything here. So yeah, this is a tough little interaction. I think I just Quickling here. Or I definitely get a Rapid Hybridization. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let it hit, and then just Quickling off an Ornithopter. Well, that leaves me way. Now, it's going to be Rapid Hybridization. 4 Pack Rats. Or 1 less life here for a Gray Merchant. I think that's fine. So it puts him up to a 9. I just don't want to get blown out by a Bile Blight that he can draw into. Incursion Specialist is kind of nice. It gives me an unblockable guy. We're going to get in here for 6. We have blockers for the Pack Rats. We have a blocker now for the Frog Lizard. So I kind of want to keep Faerie Impostor. Does Faerie Impostor do anything? If he Gray Merchants again, he can only gain another 3 life. So I don't even think that playing a Faerie Impostor, I kind of want to have these Faerie Impostors for the Incursion Specialist the following turn. But I mean, I could cast a Quickling and a Rapid Hybridization either way. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the smartest move. Again, maybe it should have just been Faerie Impostor. Yeah, he's going to draw a card here. He's definitely searching for something. Bile Blight actually does, a Quickling actually does save other Quicklings, because it will fizzle. Right? Because you target a creature and the target goes away, yeah. So if you Bile Blights, I'm fine. So maybe another Gray Merchant will add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put him up to an 8. And then he proceeds to die. Again, we'll Rapid Hybridization it because we can. And then, yeah, then he's dead on a lot of different ways. He's dead next turn. Because I don't Quickling here. We just Rapid Hybridization a Pack Rat, or no, we just cast a Faerie. We just cast a Faerie Impostor here, which gets us back an Ornithopter. Which then we can cast an Ornithopter, and now our Incursion Specialist gets up to a 4/4, and then we attack in. So anyway, even with my terrible play that game, we still managed to pull this one off. So again, I'm getting used to this deck. Definitely need to watch my Judges Familiars. Definitely watch my Ornithopters. But again, you can see kind of the interaction why I like Incursion Specialist in this particular deck. You know, I'm having a lot of fun playing this deck. Let's see if we can actually win some more games. I mean, this green-black deck is still one of the boogeymans here on MTGO. I like it better than just pure mono-black devotion, as I don't think there's any downside to really splashing in green. You get a huge upside with Abrupt Decay. Uncounterable is huge in this format still, as well as being able to destroy any converted mana cost 3 or less. That's pretty significant. That hits Banishing Lights, hits Detention Spheres, and it hits Dominoes, it hits Corsair Crewfix. So there's plenty of things that it hits that maybe Doomblades or the Ultimate Prices don't quite hit. And then you have access to Golgari Charm, which I think Golgari Charm is a must, especially on today's metagame on MTGO. You're going to see, out of 4 games, you're definitely going to see a Rabble Master Red. So I'd say Rabble Master Red is at least going to be 25% of the games. It's a very inexpensive deck, so newer players can get into a very competitive deck for quite cheap. Especially if you don't have the Mutavaults, you don't need them, so you can get in for basically 25 tickets will build you that deck. Complete Rabble Master deck that can actually be competitive. And so if you go Golgari Charms. So anyway, I'm just trying to say that if we 2-0'd this match, he did say right here that he ran us time trying the sideboard. I guarantee the sideboard is like Drown in Sorrow, maybe some more Doomblades, maybe another Bile Blight. But it's things we can actually, we kind of negated with our negates and Mizzium Skins and those type of cards. So even Triton Tactics is really good against Drown in Sorrow, as you can give 2 of your creatures +0/+4 until end of turn. And anyway, so loving this deck. I'll go on to another matchup. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.